All right, let's talk about the DC universe. So when the Superman movie came out, I think that the first Superman, the Man of Steel movie, had no idea that it was going to be the beginning of what was going to become an extended universe. I thought it was sort of a solo Superman thing, and it came out around the time that Nolan's Batman movies were still in progress, so it really wasn't a thought in my head. And then there was and I liked Man of Steel. I thought I loved the original Christopher Reeve Superman, so I was a little hesitant, but I had a really good time with it. I really liked Henry Cavill as Superman. I thought the villain, Zod and Terrence Stamp, the original, was like one of my favorites, but I liked Michael Shannon's performance of Zod. So I thought it was a pretty solid movie, and I was looking forward to see what they were doing next. And then I wasn't too stoked on the idea of Batman versus Superman because I felt like they were just sort of shoehorning Batman in. And I kind of liked Superman's story. I wanted to kind of just focus on that, but I saw the first trailer. And, so Zack Snyder's very hit or miss for me. Some of his movies I think are excellent. Some of them just feel like video games to me. The trailer just kind of looked very video game-ish to me. And before Batman vs. Superman came out, the Suicide Squad trailer also came out, and man, I thought that looked excellent. And of course, like everyone else, I praised Heath Ledger's performance as the Joker in Nolan's Dark Knight. Hearing that Jared Leto was taking over the Joker role, I was intrigued. I remember I wasn't sure, even though I really liked Heath Ledger prior to him playing the Joker. I was really I wasn't sure how I felt about him playing the Joker. I was feeling the same way about Jared Leto, and I was like, all right, just stay open-minded, give it a shot. The first trailer came out, and I was like, okay, this Joker's a little bit different, the tattoos and stuff, but I liked it. I can get behind it. It was a different approach to the Joker. I kind of like the mob angle that they were doing, how he's portrayed in some of the comics. And I thought the rest of the trailer looked great too. It had like kind of like a fun, campy feel to it, and I love campy movies, so I was pretty stoked. More stoked about Suicide Squad than I was versus Batman versus Superman. Early reviews came out, it was getting trashed. And not necessarily trashed. Some people loved it, and I love divisive films because I know that there's a 50-50 chance that I'm either gonna love it or I'm gonna hate it. See, a lot of times you can go to a movie and you can like it or dislike it, but when a film's divisive, I know that there's a good chance that I might love it, even though that there's a chance I might hate it. But still, the odds of me loving a new film, those are always great odds for me. So I went opening night. I'm super intrigued to just see for myself what this was. So the banding was going. I was into the story. As it kept going on and on, it was just kind of like, it was starting to get a movie headache, and I was like lying to myself, being like, no, you like this movie, but I knew that I wasn't enjoying it. And it had some cool moments and stuff, but by the time it was over, I was just like, wow, this was really disappointing. I was hoping the Suicide Squad might save that. Early reviews for Suicide Squad started coming in. It was getting trashed, and I was like, damn it, wow, what does the DC Universe do now? Do they just cut their losses and start from scratch? Because their last two movies have just been flawed, or, haven't been hits with the critics. So anyways, I went to see Suicide Squad. I can confirm that it's a bad movie, but I loved Suicide Squad. It was so entertaining. Yes, it's ridiculous. The dialogue's ridiculous. I don't know in what world someone would want to go into business with that Joker. He seems like he's pretty difficult to do business with, and I really wasn't a fan of Jared Leto's performance either way. I thought it was pretty poor. I've heard that a lot, Dave Ayers relied on a lot of improv for the Joker performance, and I've heard that Jared Leto, although a great actor, isn't very good with improv, so that might have had something to do. That might have been one of many reasons why his performance didn't really land with me. A lot of people did like his performance, though. I thought Harley Quinn was pretty cool. I thought Deadshot was pretty cool, but I loved I actually really liked Cara Delevingne's character, Enchantress, who everyone hated. I loved the Croc. I loved El Diablo. El Diablo was one of my favorite characters. I loved Katana. I thought Joel Kinnaman was good. And surprisingly, Jai Courtney, I thought he was great in it too. So anyways, I had a lot of fun with Suicide Squad, and it was extremely entertaining. It's still a film that I watch like twice a year. So now that I had time to kind of like accept what Zack Snyder's universe was, it was just weird for me watching Batman fighting CGI aliens, and just the story too just wasn't very compelling. But once I accepted that this was the new direction we were going, when the extended cut came out, I watched it again, and I liked it a little bit better than I did the first time. It's still probably my least favorite in the DC universe, but I did like it a little bit better than my initial feelings of watching the movie. All right, so Wonder Woman. I'm in the majority opinion with Wonder Woman. I just thought the story, the characters really pulled me in. It was just felt epic. It was a great origin story. It was a very fine directed movie by Patty Jenkins. I was on Wonder Woman board. Thought it was very good. Justice League came out. Same thing. Got trashed. I was intrigued. I went to go see it, and I liked it. Because at this point I accept the universe is what it was, so my expectations weren't too high. I had a lot of fun with it. And I really like Henry Cavill's Superman a lot. And even though he doesn't come to about halfway, in the movie, but man, his presence really made the movie a lot better for me. And I know that the story changed halfway through. I know it was a clusterfuck while filming it, but for what it was, what the final product was, I thought Justice League was a pretty good movie. Now, seeing that it made somewhere around $700 million in the box office, I think it made the least amount of money out of all the other DC movies in this DC extended universe. So that was kind of surprising coming off of Wonder Woman, which, did well in the box office, got good reviews. So man, I was really hesitant about this Aquaman thing, and I'm a big fan of James Wan's horror films and stuff. And so, I had some hope that it might be better, that it may actually be good. I went there opening night, and man, I know that a lot of people aren't too crazy about it, but I loved it. It really felt like a modern, I really feel that 20 years from now, Aquaman might be viewed and like the way that the old Christopher Reeve Superman movies are viewed, because it really did just have this epic origin story and just non-stop adventure. There was no waste of time, and it was a pretty long movie. The whole setup with Nicole Kidman and just kicking ass on that spider cam in the beginning, the aesthetics of the costumes on the villains, Black Manta kind of being the Boba Fett of the story. I love Patrick Wilson. Patrick Wilson, no matter what you put him in, he's always going to do something great. I really liked Ocean Master. I really liked the story. I'm not a huge CGI fan, but obviously you can't really get around that in Aquaman. And man, I just adored that movie. I heard a lot of people complain that James Wan didn't know what kind of movie he wanted to make. For me, I really appreciated the eclectic tone and with the music, and just how one minute it was Indiana Jones and the Goonies, and the next minute, it was something else. I feel like James Wan did a brilliant job, a masterful job striking that tone, because I was on board for it all the way to the end. Really looking forward to see what, the future of the Aquaman movies, what that's going to look like. And now I'm not really sure. We're getting some different reports about where DC is headed. We're getting the Harley Quinn Birds of Prey movie, and it seems like it could be all right. What's the other one that I'm actually really I'm really looking forward to James Wan's The Suicide Squad, which is sort of a re-imaging, although I heard that Harley Quinn is going to be back in that as well again. And The Trench, supposed to be an Aquaman spinoff. So I'm still kind of curious to see what Matt Reeves is going to do with the Batman series. I heard that he's thinking about possibly Rob Pattinson or Armie Hammer. I think Rob Pattinson is an excellent actor. If you haven't seen Good Time, do yourself a favor and watch that movie. He's unrecognizable in that movie. That guy, he really is, in my opinion, could be the next Johnny Depp. He's very good at picking directors, picking the right roles. So anyone who has any Rob Pattinson hate because of Twilight, just do yourself a favor and watch some of the films he's done with Cronenberg. So I'm kind of curious to see how this is all going to tie in. I know that the Joker movie with Joaquin supposedly is not going to tie in, but it seems like a lot is still up in the air. Of course, Wonder Woman 1984 as well. But I own all of the DC movies on Blu-ray. And I'm kind of curious to see where they're going to go now, what direction they're going to go. And to be honest, I like all the Marvel movies. I watch them all. But I really kind of like the mixed bag that DC is. Lots of different tones, and sometimes it's just, I don't want to say messy, but it's just it's unintentionally gritty, some of the films, because it really does seem like they were having some difficulty finding their footing and just kind of the overall tone that they wanted to do for the universe. But I'm still on board, and I'm looking forward to seeing what the future of DC has to offer.